Alright, and we're back, man. We just had a pretty lengthy discussion about King Kong and Godzilla. That's going to come a little bit later. We're going to let everybody collect their thoughts. But right now, it's been a week, some change. Kind of wanted to see how everybody thought about it. Recently, Lil Nas X came out with some devil shoes, and he twerked on the devil. He put that out, and yeah. From the clip I seen on Twitter, it was like 15 seconds. He slid on the pole and did a lap dance on the devil. A lot, yeah. So a lot of people are trying to justify it, and for me, I'm gonna let Ray go. Ray, I'm gonna wait. How do you feel?
I don't like the shoe. I don't like anything devil.
Was it 97, right?
Yeah, the 97. I do like the 97.
Yeah, I like 97.
But
devil shoe.
I think he got what he wanted, attention. You feel me? He brought a lot of attention to him, his brand, his music. So I think the end goal, what he was trying to accomplish, he did. So that's just my opinion on it. There's really nothing more, nothing less than that.
I think a lot of people's argument is just about church in general, and just how, a lot of people always like, oh, you're going to go to hell if you're gay. So I think he was trying to go that direction with it, like, oh, God's still going to love me, or if y'all think I'm gay, I'm going to go to hell anyway. But at the end of the day, it's like, you don't have to be a Christian to realize that the devil is like bad energy. Like, that's just bad energy no matter how you want to look at it. Like, oh, the Bible, he doesn't even say anything really about gay people, whatever you want to say it. Like, but the devil in general is just bad energy, bro. Like, that's something you don't want to glorify and bring about, even if you aren't a Christian. So I just don't rock with it. And I think the biggest thing that he's missing out on is so many kids look up to him. I mean, Old Town Road, that was one of the biggest hits in a long time. And so many kids look up to him, and you see a grown man. I mean, hey, if that's how you swing, we have no problem with it. That's what you like to do. I don't care about none of that. But, like, you got little kids watching you as a grown man with a wig on, twerking on the devil. So that's just not my style. But, I mean, hey, to each their own. I mean, I'm not perfect, and I'm not God, so I can't judge nobody. But it's just the influence that I was mainly concerned about.
I agree with you. Kids watching. My little cousin watching. They know about that shit. This is. You said he twerked. Yeah.
It was a stripping pole, bro. Went all the way down to the stripping pole, landed on the switch on the devil.
First, he's going to get sued.
Yeah,
no, they're already suing. Yeah, they suing for a lot. I think.
Well, they put up the satanic shoes, so I mean, shit.
They ain't know he's gonna do all that.
I think he gained and lost followers.
Yeah.
He got more atheist ass niggas, but he lost more people not like us, like people that believe in God.
But I don't know, because you know how they are about the LGBTQ community anyway. So
they look about shit probably. I mean, I don't know.
So
they might not.
Not a lot of the Catholics.
Yeah.
So he probably didn't lose. I'm sure he gained more than he lost from a following standpoint.
Alrighty. So, I will be the first to admit that I did not see the video.
None of us did. I just seen the clip.
I did not. But I will say this. I follow Lil Nas X on Twitter. I think he's extremely funny. And he responded to exactly what you just said to somebody else. I believe it was, what was that rapper's name? Oh, he's one of the best right now.
Oh, when he said we DMX, but not
DMX.
Oh, we'll talk about that next.
Oh, I can't believe it.
One
of the best rappers right now. Oh my goodness. It was that. One of his songs that I really liked was about racism. You heard like the white person perspective.
Joyner
Lucas. Okay, so Joyner Lucas responded to him exactly what those two said. Like, people look up to you, yada yada yada, and he's like, his first response was, "That's a reflection on the parents. What do kids look at? Not me." Okay, he's a grown ass man. He feels like it's his life, his choices. He does what he wants. That was his first argument. All right. His second argument, you mentioned Old Town Road. Ride till I can't no more. Cheated on my baby. If you read the lyrics, he says some pretty gross stuff in that song too. But it had a nice little ring to it. That everybody was jumping up and down. But if you actually read the lyrics, there's some nasty lyrics in there too.
I ain't thinking about it like
So
that.
I think people, listen, I read what he said, and he had to say. This has nothing to do with him being gay. It's his perspective. He feels as though people aren't looking at it in his point of view, right? Like he feels like this is who he is now, and people view him as something different. And he's like, no, this is exactly who I am now. You know what I mean? And we look at maybe Tyler the Creator. You know what I mean? Jaden. You know, homosexual black men, right? And our first instinct is, oh, you know what I mean? How can we cancel them? How can we do whatever? And my thing is like, after hearing his perspective, I'm not saying I agree with it. It was his choice. But like he said, it's a business decision more than anything else because it's a trade-off. What you gain is what you lose. You're going to gain this many, you're going to lose this many. But he knew that coming in. He knew that. But he's saying, this is who I am. Accept it or not, this is who I am. You know what I mean? And look, I didn't watch the video. I didn't watch it. So I'm not going to act like I'm defending him. I'm not defending him. I didn't watch it. I'm just saying I read his tweets, and that's exactly his response to everything. And if you guys want to counter that, you guys are more welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
So do y'all think he was like trying to express himself?
Yeah.
Or that's what you think?
That's definitely what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell the world that you might go to hell and you don't do fuck right?
I don't know. I just, just the whole thing of, at the end of the day, shit, it is his life, what he chooses to do.
You can't do about it.
But I just, the aspect of, that's kind of selfish to me. The aspect of, I don't even care about the LGBTQ stuff. Like, that's whatever. But, like, just the whole demonic aspect is like, that shit's not cool with me. I mean, that's his choice. I mean,
Devil shit.
yeah, and I just to say like, oh, well, that's their fault. That's what the parents let their kids watch. Like, that's still kind of selfish because it's like they're still watching you. I mean, kids are gonna find a way to watch or whatever. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it's so
yeah,
sad.
yeah. It's like how a parent gonna monitor YouTube like that. Like,
Twitter.
yeah, and I'm sure that's not even a video. Probably later on, but that was like demonetized or something. You had to be 18 or older. Like that's. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what he chooses to do. But I mean, from my opinion, that's kind of selfish because shit, you got millions of kids looking at you, you kind of glorifying demonic shit, whether you're trying to make fun of it or not. Like that's, I don't know, but he does what he does. Though. That's him.
With the Old Town Road, I don't agree with what he said.
That's fine. I'm just sharing his
No,
perspective.
I'm just going off of what you said. I don't agree with how he tried to explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have meant this when you said it, but we all know that it got popular with a different interpretation. You know what I'm saying? People was thinking that was a country song.
Country rap.
That had some, yeah.
If you actually read the lyrics, you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
But
I ain't.
that's why Billy Ray hopped on the beat.
Right.
That part was wrong.
That was a horrible shit. Like Tyler said, I mean, you could do what you want to, like, but it was something to the thing.
I mean,
Especially you. But I mean, you got the right to express yourself.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see it. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I just follow him. I think he's very funny.
I think he's just a troll.
Yeah, I was saying he's
I-
a troll.
Literally, after he exploded, everybody who had a problem with it, he just started just roasting this person and this person and this person. All the right wings, he just went after him and after him and after him. You know what I mean? And I don't like, to me, I don't necessarily, like, the selfish thing to me, it just, we have to see what it comes out. Like what's a result of what he did? You know what I mean? Like I said, that trade-off, you know what I mean? Like what's going to happen after this? The only two songs that I like of his is Old Town Road and Panini. But at the end of the day, I mean, by the sound of it, according to you, like if he's losing something as big as Nike, maybe he does get canceled. Like I use that word cancel, right? Maybe there's somebody that wants to give him a record label. You know what I mean? Like, where is it going to go? I'm not going to necessarily say selfish because he had to have had a plan to say, once I make this is where I go from here. Because my interpretation was, he's like, this is who I am, right? So it didn't necessarily surprise me that he did it because he already came out. So I'm like, it doesn't really surprise me, right? What he did, you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of where he wants to go from there. So I think we just have to wait, see what his next move is, right? If that's how he goes out, you know, then that was his choice. Huh?
What year was
2019?
2019, yeah.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, getting more of that representation over time. You could, you know what I mean? So, like this, I mean, remember Miley Cyrus when she was on the Wrecking Ball thing? And everybody was looking at that like, what, twerking? Ew, oh, twerking. I can't even look. Yeah, everybody was looking at twerking like it was the nastiest thing, and now everybody pulls down their pants and shakes their ass for the camera. But everybody was judging Miley when she was doing it. They said she was this and that. Well, she was attempting to.
That happens a lot.
But you know, I'm not saying she started twerking, but I'm just saying it felt like at the time it became popular when they started doing it at that time. You know what I mean? And now everybody's doing it, and now it's somehow normal. You know what I mean? So, again, I'll go from that perspective. Maybe we see other artists who are gay. Maybe they do that same thing. Maybe they express themselves however they want to. You know what I mean? That's just the artist factor. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even hear the lyrics. Like, we didn't even talk about the lyrics of the song. We just talked about the music video. I don't even know what the song was titled. I don't know.
Stripping pole twerking on the devil.
What was the song called? Yeah, we don't.
I don't even look that up. I don't even.
But the lore behind it was human blood too, like a drop of human blood in the shoes. See, now shit like that, I'm just like you said. I mean, that's whatever he chooses to do. But since we're on the topic of demonic, I believe it was the New York Post. I forgot what it was. So we all know that DMX is in critical condition. Prayers up. But
all you heard about recently?
Yeah, but right now he was in the hospital, and New York Post, I believe it was, put out an article of all the homes that DMX has lost throughout his career. I don't know why they would choose to put out an article like that while somebody's on their deathbed, but I feel like that's pretty foul.
Like he had to give him away.
Like, yeah, during his career, because he had his problems, but while he's on his deathbed,
they're trying to be worse than TMZ.
Yeah, they're talking about his family.
Ain't nobody worse than TMZ.
You hear about what his family got to do? To choose either to keep on the life support or plug it.
And then here's something you may not know. He just got COVID too. So he's got COVID on top of him overdosing.
I think he branded it, is he?
So my guess is he had COVID first and then he OD'd. My guess. So you know what COVID does. If you've got some issues in your body, it's so strong it could knock you out. So my guess is that COVID is the reason why he's on life support. Right? So continue to wear your mask, stay safe, social distance. We're almost there. We're getting vaccines. But DMX, I sent Kyler a video of him and Snoop just with a versus rap battle. And DMX was hard, man. I really want to send him his flowers now. Because I don't want to be that guy to say, oh, this is what he was when he was alive. I'm doing it now. Flowers now. Just assuming he'll make it.
If you need something to motivate you while you're at the gym, you better turn on some DMX. Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
I just want to fight the rain while I listen to him.
You fight the rain?
I used to want to. I'll be so nasty in the rain.
But yeah, man. And drugs we're going to call them illness, disease.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not something that you can easily say, yeah, get off of it. There's all this other good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't. So at the end of the day, just try to find as much support as you can to help you get through it. And just hope for the best, because we've lost Juice. So many. Mac Miller. Just drugs. Just get these drugs off the street. Get them love. Please.
I wish it was that easy, but it's not.
I know. We just gotta support as we don't know what everybody's going through. We truly don't. We just gotta send them so much care and love and make sure that, hey, you know, we're here for you. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. You know what I mean?
I was just with the DMX thing. I feel like our society does this thing where they kick a man while they're down. That's why I brought up the DMX thing. Like, he's in the hospital about to die, and they're sitting here making an article list of all the homes he lost due to his career, due to financial issues. So, I mean, do you guys think that's a big problem in our society? And
Straight up. Like, do you remember when Kobe passed away?
TMZ. Oh my God.
Remember, what's her name? Gail King?
yeah,
I remember she tried to say he raped 4 girls or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Snoop Dogg can't stand it.
yeah, I can't.
I remember he
either.
cussed her out.
Because
She
Oprah
got
and
death threat.
Gail,
I don't think
they're
they're like black.
their questions to
They
me
might
are
got
kind
hurt
of
when they
passive
was
aggressive,
Mhm.
and it rubs people off the wrong way. You know what I mean? It's not always lighthearted questions. It's always like passive aggressive, and you know what I mean?
Uncut.
Yeah, it's just like, girl,
Yeah,
you know what I
Especially when
mean?
it comes to black people. You see her interview with the Prince?
Yeah, Meghan Markle.
Yeah. See,
Meghan Markle too.
she was still cutthroat, but she low-key gave him, she
Yeah.
low-key treated him better than how she
but that's all. Something that sticks out with me was when Derrick Rose had his 50-point game. The announcer was like, "Well, he's been alleged of rapes and stuff." Like, this man just
What?
Like, the announcer, he was like, "And I don't know what's going on behind the court." This is like when he had his rape case. I'm like, this man just came back from all these injuries and dropped 50, and the first thing you say while he's on the court in tears is, "Oh, well, he may be a rapist." Like, that's I don't
hate.
understand that shit. Yeah, that's hated.
So while let's so we're doing media broadcasting right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We could title this video whatever we want to get views and clicks. But we don't do that.
Yeah.
We tell people exactly what the kind of content is going to be. I watch videos every day. They just clickbait. You know what I mean? Articles, clickbait. They just want you just to click it. Then anytime you at least read it, you've done what they've wanted you to do. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just kind of where we are. We're so reactionary. You know what I mean? Like, you're a D Rose fan. If you know in your heart of hearts that D Rose never did any of that, I guarantee you would have never looked at that. Never. Because you're like, why would I do that? There was an article one time that rumor had it that LeBron was messing around with IG model Rachel Bush.
I remember that.
I never even looked at that because I'm like, they're capping.
I didn't think
That is a lie. No.
He got too many eyes on him, even if he
No.
wanted
So I'm
to.
like,
but-
no.
Yeah.
There's just some people that I'm just like, you know, and it's not saying I'm in denial. It's saying that the way that you're delivering it, the way that you're writing this article, it's a lot of inconclusive, rumor mill, fake news. I can just tell by the way it is. And that's just the direction that we're going in. It's all about just getting clicks. You know, TMZ, oh my goodness. You talked about when Kobe died. TMZ wanted to be the first on the scene to confirm it. TMZ, imagine Vanessa. The first thing you hear is from is TMZ.
Speaking of her, I'm glad.
And
She started suing niggas.
Yeah.
Hella niggas.
And you know what?
She better
They
get
was
her that
lying.
money.
Talking about Rick Fox was in there. No, he wasn't. Liars.
Where wasn't we? I remember they said they said
I was like, y'all some liars.
I'm telling you,
his
work
whole
stop,
basketball
bro.
team was
Work
there.
stop for me, bro.
it's just,
Right.
Well, and now, not to top it off, like, people who came to the crash site took pictures.
I seen that.
Like,
So there's a video.
bro,
I
that's
seen that
fucking
video.
I'm
sick.
so glad Vanessa won that case.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's suing niggas. She better get her damn.
Congratulations, Natalia, getting into USC. Stay strong, Vanessa. We love you. Rest in peace, Bean.
That's the oldest, right? His daughter.
The one that got in the USC. I'm not
Natalia.
sure.
I forgot. There's a third.
I think there's
The youngest. I forgot the third one.
But yeah, I just and hell, we talked about it off camera a little bit, like the Deshaun Watson case, and you know, it's difficult because we don't know
what,
all the facts,
yeah.
and I mean, it doesn't look. You can look at it because it's like he wants out of Houston, and now all of a sudden he wants out. Now that he's raping or whatever, he's massaging women. It's like, when do we decide to be like, okay, we need to let the facts come out, and then or be like, oh, he did do it or didn't do it? Like, when do you think is like the drawing point of when you?
I mean, it's always going to be like that. When
Yeah,
you get
no
accused,
matter
from
what.
it, people going to see that until you prove you're guilty or not. So that's a sticky area, and like you said, we don't know all the facts, and a lot of people don't want to say he didn't do it because when it it's all of a sudden up in the air because he wants to leave. So, but like you said, we don't know if he did it or not. I believe he didn't do it. We want to believe he didn't do it. We can't say he didn't do it until he proves it. So,
That's yeah. I mean, because it's like, all right, we can all be honest here with each other. Like when the R. Kelly shit came out, we all believed that.
yeah.
Like that wasn't.
He
like,
pretty much said his music when he was.
Yeah,
he
like,
said when he was doing this music. So
that wasn't up for debate. Like even the interview, like he did all that shit. Like, bro, you did it. Like, bro, like,
oh boy.
yeah. See,
Going
and
down
then and then that's like, it's hard to word this, but like with the Bill Cosby thing, I'm not going to say that he didn't do it, but if you put it into perspective, it's like he was about to buy NBC. He donated so much money. Was it to Central State? I forgot. One of the historical black colleges.
Yeah.
So as soon as he dead set to buy NBC, one of the biggest networks ever, so many women come out the blue. He raped me. He may have did it. I don't know the man. I don't know. Back then, I'm sure they probably was drugging women and who knows? Yeah, who knows? But it's just you got to put everything together. Like I said, he did it, man. No, I'm not saying he did or didn't, but it's like you put those facts out there, and then it's like all these women at once, and then it's like all the stories are like you came to meet Bill Cosby at 3 a.m.
What the hell?
And I'm not saying like it's right that he raped. Like even if he did, I'm just saying it's like what the hell did you think was going to happen? You meeting Bill Cosby at 3 a.m. and there's occasions of y'all kissing and hooking up on other times, but that certain night, I mean at 3 a.m. he raped you. So I'm not saying he did do it or did do it. I'm just it's hard to look at.
It's a thin line.
It's a very thin line.
Because
not all of them gotta be. Somebody gotta be telling the truth.
yeah, and it's like man, it's so hard to like not. I'm walking on eggshells.
Yeah, that's why I had to worry myself because I didn't want people to be like, "You think Bill Cosby didn't do it?"
Because like for the Deshaun Watson thing, I don't know if he did. If he did, fuck you. If he didn't, okay.
Yeah, because you just look at it like, why? Why would he have to do that?
Yeah, he got a girl, but I mean, you're an athlete. All girls want you, but that's no excuse. But with Bill Cosby, I think he did that shit.
You think so?
Cause you see that I watched
he looked back.
Oh, he did that shit. But I mean, I can't say that because I mean we don't actually know.
Yeah, it don't look good, but
Yeah.
I just got a question. What's your question? Like, why do women wait until like,
especially privileged white women?
Yeah, like until like that person do something big, money.
Because we've had it throughout history. Like fucking with Emmett Till, white women ain't gonna wait to tell on nobody. And one of them was she worked at some sport. I think it was UCLA or something. How the hell is she gonna wait to tell on Bill Cosby, bro? I just and then it's all one wave at once. I mean it affects people different ways because I feel like
you got it or should I?
The Bill cases. The times that they were accusing him of doing it didn't happen. So those happened a long time
back in the day.
You gotta think like it's still hard to prove whether or not somebody sexually assaulted you.
There's no
and it's hard to come forward on that.
Yeah, it affects people differently.
You feel me? Especially mentally. So I don't want to say in all cases that they just bullshitting, but
they be scared probably.
Yeah, it's hard to come forward on stuff like that. But at the same time, there's people that do it and then nothing never happens to them. Like, and those are the people that it's a thin line for it. Like
you said it perfectly.
Yeah, but part of I was watching Skip and Shannon. They talking about it and the hush money. One of the girls watching,
100K.
And then Watson turned that shit down. Now I guess she spoke out now, so it's looking fishy. But like, I mean,
just going off of what you said, right? And And that is women's perspective. So it's not your fault, Kyler. We just see it differently. You know, no one's saying that rape or sexual assault, sexual abuse is okay. We're saying is, hey, come forward immediately. But the thing is that the system, it's so hard. And I tell people all the time, I tell people the pro-life people all the time, you don't realize how hard it is for these women to admit that they've been raped when they don't want their kids. That's something completely different. You know, it's just so hard because there's the consent. All you got to do is say, hey, she agreed to it, so you can't really do anything.
It's a she say, he say, you can do that. But
because what is consent? You know, people, I know what it is, but not everybody is educated.
Yeah.
To me, consent is if the woman doesn't say yes, then it's no. Don't even mess around with it. But if the woman doesn't say yes or yes, simply yes. I don't care. I don't care if she's pressured into it. If she doesn't say yes, I'm stepping away, and that's how I view it. You know what I mean?
And that's tricky too, especially when alcohol is involved.
Oh, don't do alcohol. No, stay away with alcohol.
They're not 100%.
Yeah, don't do. That's a no. You'll get charged with rape instantly if you on that alcohol stuff. But the thing with me is that there's also a power structure into it. You got Bill Cosby. He's this, a great figure. He's well known, and you got
he was the black face,
right.
Like he was just perfect.
And then you've got little Suzanne on the street. Who are you gonna believe?
Yeah.
Well, let's take race out of it for a second. Most people at the time are probably like, Cosby's innocent.
Back in the day, they'd be like, yeah.
Right in this time period.
Yeah.
Right, because a lot of people look at the celebrities like, he innocent. He didn't do nothing. Because we see the power structure of, the opposition just wants money. The opposition just wants something else. She's got an agenda, right? That's what's more common. I'm not saying that's the true case here. I'm saying that's just what's more common in today. So going off Deshaun Watson, keep in mind these are all civil cases. He could end up in jail. His career could end up being over. So let me say this first. To the media, who have already said this man is guilty. If the man is not guilty, you are in a world of trouble. I say that again. If he is not guilty, you owe him a world of trouble. Okay? Molly Quinn, I think that's her name, Quinn, whatever, Jalen Rose's wife, pretty much already said he was guilty. Wanted him on the NFL's exempt list. She's like, he still gets paid. Yeah, but his reputation is gone. His reputation, he's a black man, it's gone.
No deal.
It's a male-female thing.
You can't just put a price on everything. They already think he's tarnished. So we have to start saying, hey, and I know we don't trust the courts. We really, really don't. But our hands are tied here because at the end of the day, you're dealing with 22 women, and by the time this video gets posted, I guarantee you it's probably going to be damn near 30. Okay? They're saying the same story. The guy was on the table. The guy released the towel, and he's like, here, touch me here, massage this here. And my opinion is, and I will agree with the women to this extent, is I don't understand why a $40 million a year player, with endorsements, by the way, with Beats by Dre and Nike, would have 22 different trainers massage him. LeBron James, I guarantee you, has one trainer that knows his body inside and out every day. He is not going to let everybody touch his body. Shannon Sharp mentioned that he has one girl that has massaged him for years and years, and they have transparency, so everything's good. 22 different women. All you have to do is go.
Been in the league that long.
Why would you?
Crazy also.
And what made it worse, he went to their house. I'm rich. You're coming to me.
He wasn't
coming
to there?
Yes, you're coming to me.
Damn, that shit to help them out.
You're coming to me.
I'm not saying like a bad thing, but
yeah,
it make it bad.
No, I'm rich. You're coming to me. I'm the customer. You follow my orders. It just seems like he's putting himself in a bad spot because he wasn't thinking logically.
Yeah.
Like you said, he had a girl, right? His girl has connections. How much you want to bet she's probably had a massage every now and then in her life? Hey, babe, any good massages? Massage therapist? Oh, yeah, babe. One on this street. Great. That way, you have an alibi in your girl, right? There's trust everywhere because everybody knows each other. It just seems like sometimes you can give somebody, and I'm not saying Watson, we can give athletes so much money, and sometimes that one decision, second decision, it just messes it up, right? We just have to be so thorough, so diligent in how we, for starters, treat women, and in the circumstances we put ourselves in. Me as a black man, it's starting to feel like we can't be around singular women, like one-on-one. We can't be around them without being accused of anything. That's how it's starting to feel like to me. And I feel bad because I feel like a lot of these men who have sexually assaulted these women are putting us in a bad spot.
Make us good guys look bad.
Yeah. Because there's no, like, and there's so many women that haven't come out yet, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like it's more and more common that the moment you're around somebody, you better be careful who it is. You have to trust that person. Communicate. Just communicate. I don't understand. Deshaun Watson could be completely innocent, but I'm staying my ground here. 22 different women, dude.
That's a lot.
22.
One, I'm not lying.
All you need is one therapist. One. So even if something like this were to happen, you would get less of a sentence. And I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Right, yeah.
I'm saying like literally like at least just cut your losses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It seems like to me what he did was, he was just I love Deshaun Watson. He's a top 5 quarterback. He wants out of the shitty Houston Texans. It's a pathetic organization. Bill O'Brien, you ruined their franchise. Right. J.J. Watt, I hope you ball in the Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, same to you. But look, he's a top 5 quarterback in his prime. In his prime, we have never seen someone request a trade. That, like, we've seen someone in their prime, yes, but this young in his prime. He's mid-20s saying, hey, I want to go here. And it could be the blockbuster deal of a lifetime. I'm not saying we've never seen a quarterback in their primes go this place or this place. I'm saying, but look at his age, and he's just basically just entering his prime. Last year, he led the league in passing yards, for crying out loud, with a bunch of bums. So, to me, it just, my initial reaction, he just never seemed like that guy to do that at Clemson. But you never know what people do behind camera. So I think this is a lesson for all of us. We have to stop acting like celebrities are perfect.
I was going to say that.
You may like what they do
on the field or on the court.
On the field or on the court, but you don't know who they are.
They are humans.
Right? They are humans. Right? So I just hope that Deshaun Watson, first of all, I don't know, because obviously, like you said, if the women were sexually assaulted, then by all means, lock Deshaun Watson up because these voices can't be ignored. Right? You know what I mean? But if they all lied, we need to start talking about the slander and the consequence that people need to have for lying.
Yeah, I think the women need to be. Yeah, absolutely. If you lie
this
about,
is a problem.
Yeah,
you can just get away empty-handed.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And there's always the thing too, like it's 50-50. He or she either did the rape or the person that's lying about it. Hell, it could be they had one night and they just regret it, so now they want to claim rape.
And we never know.
Or it could just be to get some money involved. It's so difficult. So it's hard.
And you don't want to put faith in the court system.
No.
Because you know that the court system has failed black men and it has failed women. So this is a lose-lose situation. So my hands are tied. I hate putting my faith in the court system.
You want to say out of some shit even.
But I don't. All I can say is, Watson, why would you put yourself in this situation? Why? That's it. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm saying, why put yourself in that situation? I don't understand. If I was an athlete, why would I hire 22 different women? Why? I just don't understand.
I understand saying don't put yourself in that situation, but we don't know if he did it or not.
No.
I'm not
when I say that, my context, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm saying,
hiring the 22.
Why the 22 people? I'm not saying he flashed himself. I'm not saying the flashing, and I'm saying why even go through the process of going through all that trouble just to get your body right.
I mean, maybe he just wanted a massage and they just happened to be 22 different people.
Oh,
like I don't think he ever thought this was gonna happen to him. You feel me? Like,
I mean, you know, no one ain't gonna think, I'm gonna get a rape case. Yeah, no one's not gonna think that.
It's
man,
like how would you
the
feel?
man was just living his life. You know what I'm saying? Now he in court.
It make him look bad now, but back then probably he wasn't thinking.
That's how a lot of mistakes are.
Like I said, hopefully that one mistake, man, it could put him away.
Hell, because hopefully we don't even know if them 22 women actually massaged him. Some of them could just say they massaged him and they didn't.
One girl said, quote unquote, I went through autopilot, meaning basically I knew what he was doing was wrong, but it was Deshaun Watson and I agreed to it. Like I was telling you guys, there's a power structure.
You can say no.
There's a power structure in this stuff. It's Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah. But just
You know what I'm
because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you gotta do it.
That's what this is a generation thing.
It's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing you said, and I agree with, especially when it comes to sex and just that subject area in general, you gotta make sure you're comfortable with the person.
Oh my goodness.
Like the situation, the person, and
it's not hard to read if a girl wants you.
Yeah, man.
I mean, to me, it's not.
Yeah. Like I ain't. You just gotta make sure the person is comfortable, man. During the act, before they act, and after the act, man.
And if they say no, bro, just that be it. Don't go into
Don't
the
get
second
mad,
time.
you know?
No, just go. Just go. It's not that deep, you know. But yeah. So now on to a more fun topic. Great movie came out, man. It's on top of the world right now.
We're not gonna spoil it, are we?
No. Well,
yeah, we'd end up
listen.
Yeah,
if you don't want any spoilers, this is King Kong vs. Godzilla. Click off.
Yeah.
This is what it's going down.
See you next week.
Yeah. So
HBO Max.
Yeah. So. Hell, we'll just give a quick rundown of what we thought about the movie in general, and then we'll get into the debate. So we'll start you.
All right. So this is actually going to take me longer because I got a buddy of mine, and if you guys remember, first what I want you to do before the spoilers. All right. Sometimes my sports takes can be completely wacko, but look, what I said in the description about Kong versus Godzilla, a lot of that stuff was accurate. Okay? So before we even begin, give me some props. Not biased. I called it. And I gave both characters their dues because these are both apex predators. So, this was my take. And yes, I wrote it down because we had dialogue about this with my friends. I kept my receipts. Okay? This is my opinion. Okay, please, if you haven't seen it, cut it off. Okay? I won't count the first fight because Kong was drugged up and in the water. Not to mention he was in chains. Kong held his own.
That's true.
Godzilla is superior, but Kong's intelligence, his ability to jump, use objects, and throws punches makes him a worthy opponent. After Kong knocked out Godzilla with a weapon, Mechagodzilla would have defeated Kong instantly. And with Godzilla already wiped out, Mechagodzilla would have reigned over Hong Kong. The scripters made Godzilla win to show that he's the true alpha, but they made Kong the hero to go along with his character development. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because the transition was often poor and not enough detail from previous films. And also there are way too many characters, aka humans, with little relevance. Okay? And my friend's response was this. Keep in mind it's long. The director said he wants to eventually do a movie with no humans, which will be sick. So all I can think of is this. Kong is king in Hollow Earth. He's there just doing his thing. Godzilla's in the ocean doing whatever and being pissed that Kong is still alive. And all the monsters from the ending of Godzilla King of the Monsters are still out there. They all bow to Godzilla and we have no idea where they are. So they could always do a side monster versus Kong or Godzilla. Or venture back into bringing Mecha back. They have options. I think the next movie, though, will be about Kong. Because we got 2 solo Godzilla movies and only 1 Kong solo. But my bet is 3 or 4 more movies than a Kong versus Godzilla 2 in like 7 to 10 years, and then we have an actual winner. And maybe Kong will get his crown of being King Kong. Okay? So, then I have a screenshot that I don't think it's saved. It was it may have. Nope, I don't think I saved it. Basically, it was phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of where they could go, right? So I do agree that this was mainly about Kong and his character development. So you could say it was, you know, a Kong movie, but that was just my opinion. Again, non-biased. I love both characters. I made that perfectly clear, right? I just really like Kong's character because he's flexible and his growth and development. It's great to work with, right? It's great to catch on, right? Godzilla, I mean, it's not like he develops new this or new that. I mean, you know what you're gonna get. He's the supreme. He's the apex, you know. But Kong, you can clearly see that he has much more to do, much more to grow before he can become King Kong. So I appreciate the movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10. All those little humans trying to find Mechagodzilla, all you needed was that black guy. He was the ambitious one, okay? You didn't need those other 2 warpy kids. You didn't need them too. Them were irrelevant. That was a waste. And what made me so upset was, and I talked about the transition, right? How can you go from scene to scene without putting in the detail from previous films?
The transition was.
Think about it from 2 perspectives, okay? King Ghidorah's head. You did not see that process of them literally building Mechagodzilla at all. He was just there.
Yeah.
That was pathetic. Then we're gonna talk about how all of a sudden they look at Kong in chains, or not Kong in chains. He was in the giant terrarium or whatever, and they're just like, "Yep, let's go." And then he's knocked out on a ship. Kong, I guarantee you, resisted. There's no way Kong's just like, "Yeah." I wanted to see him resist. I wanted to see everything, the emotion. You know what I mean? Instead, they just simply said, "Oh, boom, he's knocked out on the boat." It just seemed like they just skipped way too much. I feel like if you didn't watch previous films, you'd be so confused.
You don't know what the fuck.
Okay? There was no point of that guy being in the movie as well because he didn't find his brother. Because literally, the crew that built Mechagodzilla, they made a deal with him. Right? I forgot his name, but they said, "Hey, at the end of the day, if you help us with this Mechagodzilla, we can find your brother back because he's in some other dimension or universe." He never found his brother again, so that was a waste.
No, he died. His brother died.
But they said that he could get him back though. It was like a deal that they said it was like a deal that they were trying to make. Your knowledge, and we'll try to use those ships to go wherever it is your brother is and try to get it back. So all that stuff was irrelevant because it got to nowhere. You never got his brother back if he was back. There were just poor transitions. So I took off a couple points. I gave it an 8. You definitely got to see Godzilla's superiority. I think it's more of a screech than a roar. Just a high pitched, just screech. I just love it. You could just see just the power and the energy, just the emotion. You could just kind of like feel what he's thinking when he screeches. You know what I mean? And I just loved it. And you could see just Kong, the good, the bad, the ugly. You could just see he's growing up before our very eyes, right? So whatever they choose to do from here, we'll see.
You don't know what to say.
You just give a review of the movie.
Right.
All right, we'll get into the debate.
Movie wise, it was a 8 because you got some good points. What you said because of 8. They hold my dog Kong. That's all I'm saying. We gonna talk about it in a few. Guys are a little overrated, but yeah, you pretty much said it all.
And I feel bad. I didn't want to.
They disrespecting Kong like he got hold. But yeah, you know.
I definitely want to go Ricardo. The transitions were terrible. I mean, 1 minute they're here and the next they're in the damn gravity tunnel, the next they're in the middle of Earth. The movie was very fast. But I give it, compared to every other movie, the action was good. It wasn't dark. Like, I think 2014 Godzilla is the best Godzilla, but one of the biggest problems was the movie was dark the whole damn time, and you barely seen Godzilla. So, I think it just had a better plot. But as far as action, you can't, the action was good. I think that was the, you go into this movie don't go into this movie looking at logic, because you're gonna
get mad. You're gonna get mad.
Just go for the action. I think the choreography between the fights was good. I think it was pretty realistic to an extent. I mean, I think they did a good job. I mean, so that's all I got to say on it. And can't wait to see what they do in the future. So I feel like they did miss a lot of opportunities in this movie.
Yeah.
They could have capitalized on so many different type of things in this movie.
Yeah, you guys keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. No, we was just talking about the movie. Keep that same energy, right? Like you guys keep going.
Oh no, we gonna come back.
Keep
We
going.
gotta let him get his review.
Keep
Then we
going.
gonna come back.
I'm kind of new to his King Kong Godzilla stuff, so I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because I watched it for the fights.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on what you're going for the movie.
And they were great,
Fights,
but I do agree with them. The movie did feel rushed. I feel like they definitely could have tacked a good 45 minutes onto that movie.
Yeah, I think the director himself, he said there's about 45 minutes that they cut out, and they also said like the ending scene was somewhere in the actual movie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. As fans of these apex predators, would you be upset if they said, "Hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Let's wait till December, and we got you"? Would you have been upset? Yeah. That's the thing, though.
The same thing.
See, that's the thing. They would have given you 45 extra minutes if you would have waited a few extra months.
No, they had it. They just cut it out. They just was.
I think COVID is a part of the reason why it was like that, because they had to cut so much, and they probably had a contract.
It was probably human dialogue that they cut.
Y'all
out,
remember Justice League? The Zack Snyder and they might do that.
I can't watch it.
Yeah, 4 hours. Yeah. But huh? Well, I'm saying, you know how they got two versions? They might have to do it like that.
Yeah, I'm
too old now. I ain't staying up for like 4 hours.
Yeah, just looking at the TV.
Yeah.
But
guess we can get into more of a bias aside. Who do you think, not movie credit, but like realistically, who won? Well, we all know who won in the movie, but if it was a real life scenario,
right now, Godzilla's better than me. It's kind of by far. But like I said, like Ricardo was kind of going into, this is not the last movie, and I do think Kong is eventually gonna whip his ass, like Dog Walk. I think it's gonna happen one day. But he did whip his ass. I'm telling you, at the end of the movie though, that he walked away. He turned around like, nah, I'm done.
yeah,
I'm cool. I think it was a truce, like you said,
right. I ain't trying to fight
Godzilla
you.
was like, fuck
Young blood, what you say?
Oh, yeah, young blood. Yeah, I ain't fucking with you no more, young blood. Let me go back into the water, man.
Right. So, me, I'm a young Godzilla guy. I really don't give a shit about the rest of them. To me, I don't even think it's close. I know they're going to interrupt. Well, Go ahead. Originally, King Kong was never supposed to be this big. And somehow, through this movie, over time he grows. He was never supposed to ever this big. And then his weapon is something from Godzilla. So it is what it is. And I mean, just the beam in general, like there's nothing you see throughout the film. Like King Kong knows if he gets hit by that one time, it's over. You seen in the film, it grazed his back and he fell off the damn building in pain. Like it's just not close. The type of people they fight, and I get the age difference. It's just they're in two different categories to me.
And what makes you sound so funny is you got that old head mentality. He played better competition, so he's the better player.
That's how you.
You know what I mean? It's that old head kind of mentality.
Hey, whatever you want.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you want to. But numbers don't lie. Midline numbers don't lie. So I'm gonna just put it this way: if King Kong, no matter whatever little stupid crutch I want to give him, next he's going to have a damn jetpack. He is getting dog walked by Ghidorah, and it's not even close, bro.
Oh, but he can fly. That's not fair.
But he fought Godzilla, who can't even jump. But I'm just saying, my point is this.
That's
if you watch any of the old Toho Godzilla movies, he's the man. It's not even close. Nobody's touching him, bro. It is what it is. The only person that can beat him straight up, like no competition, is Destroyer. So, I mean, that is what it is. That's just what
I mean, whatever form of Mecha Godzilla we're going to see, if it continues to evolve.
Yeah, well, and
that thing had rockets.
But it was in the old ones, Mecha Godzilla wasn't that ruthless. He was not that good. But that's just, that's just my take.
Yeah, because Josh, he viewed it as a crutch, which was, to me, there was a little bit of inconsistency. Because on the boat, they were pretty even in terms of size. When they were both standing on the boat, they were like this. But in Hong Kong, you could clearly see that Godzilla was bigger.
Taller.
So it was a little bit of inconsistency. So I felt like if they just would have stuck to the scene in Hong Kong where Kong was clear, because here's where I am. Kong is smaller, but he'll continue to grow.
He's not done.
You know what I'm saying? I think Godzilla fans are just like, yo, this is as tall as he's gonna get. This is as big as he's gonna get. I think people got to realize like he's gonna continue to get, like he's not done yet.
But can we take a second and realize how fucking big them aircraft carriers were? To have two of them big ass motherfuckers on there, like that's OD. But go ahead, Tyler. You know I know what you go ahead.
I hear a bunch of hating ass. Kong was nerfed, like I said. My dude had an X compared to a damn Kamehameha blast.
That ain't his fault.
He got around there. He won one round, so I ain't mad. He had him on his back.
He do be pulling that bitch up when he get his ass. When he get his ass up, he always gonna pull that motherfucker. He just throwing them hands.
Exactly. He gonna pull that. He was always you got throw that. He was that damn blast like a hoe.
Man, did he use it at the end when he killed him?
Who?
No, we already. Hold on.
You talking about the end? King Ghidorah blast was better than his blast was better than.
You mean Mechagodzilla?
Yeah.
He was an upgraded version of Godzilla.
It don't matter.
Was better. He just got
you don't go. You're not supposed to lose like that.
I will say this.
If you fought a better, stronger version of yourself,
I'm moving my ass.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Not like that.
And I would just say this. And I didn't want to take a point off for this because I felt like it was very opinionated. But you have $1 billion robot that can fuck up Godzilla, and his one weakness is alcohol? All over the fucking computers?
That was stupid.
Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I will say this, though. Maybe that was just to bring the kids involved and have them be the heroes. F that. Cut them. Look. Get them out. No. Cut the humans out. Nobody wants that. And I felt like I should have taken off another point and given it a 7 just for that ending alone. But I did like to see Kong
on top of
just
him take your head off.
So
and then real king.
And then Godzilla gave his axe of strength to finish him off. So
he was on his back like this.
So I really don't want to take an extra point off because they saved it at the end. You know what I mean? But if it was to the point where they were fighting and all of a sudden they just stopped because the robot shut down, I would have walked out of the theater.
But
I don't know, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
At least it didn't shut down Mechagodzilla. It just slowed him down for a second just to buy a little time.
That's kind of...
No, it is stupid, but I mean, if they would have poured it on there, he just would have shut down off of that. Now, that would have been terrible.
That's literally a fucking scenario where you have no other logic. You're just like, yeah.
I kind of agree with you. It's kind of fucked up.
That's stupid as shit.
How they had humans kind of...
That's $1 billion suit.
But he was going to dog. He was dog walking both of them.
No, he was dog walking Godzilla.
Yeah, because he had to fight him for.
He was getting dragged.
The homie was dead. He was dying.
Listen.
So he was getting kicked in buildings and you over there taking a nap. I needed some help.
Listen, it don't. See, I'd rather be on the damn floor.
He tried to pull out the laser against Mecha too.
That did not work. That did not work.
He had it back. It canceled out.
He tried to use that laser. That did not work.
It's a better version.
He tried to use that beamer on them, huh?
But you see how they had to make it go.
Listen. That nigga was on his back.
They didn't have a Mecha.
They didn't have a Mecha because he's not.
But according to Josh, we even saw footage, and again, that was the Chinese films where they actually did do that. Yeah, so, because Kyler's argument was, well, you don't have a robot monkey, and then Josh was like, they didn't do it, and then Josh was like,
what the hell is a Mecha King Kong gonna do?
It probably got Rocky and control. That shit look
but he ain't got fire, bruh. Yeah, okay.
I will say this, maybe what would really make Godzilla fans upset is if they go away from his origin and give him this ability to really put him at Godzilla's level. Like, really, like, right neck and neck. To the point where it's just like stamina, right? Like it's just like whoever has more stamina wins.
I can't believe that baby arm ass nigga.
Because Kyler has a point. Like, let's be honest. Part of the reason why Godzilla won was because of his stamina and experience. He's taken so many blows before.
He can eat that.
He can eat it.
This is Kong first real fight.
Kong is looking like, you can see from the boat where he was like, look, this ain't something that he, right. This is something, this is a new ball
Yeah,
game.
the little girl was even like, no, she was scared.
Right,
She was
like,
like,
oh,
Y'all, you know that
is some bullshit. She went to run.
That little girl got more heart than goddamn. If it wasn't for her, you need to thank her because he would have jumped Kong too.
No,
King
King
Kong
Kong got up. She was like, he's not the enemy. He was like, fuck that. He was like, beat my ass.
But I will say this. So we've got
Talking about
two.
you. Nigga, you better get your ass whipped. He's not the enemy. You fuck is.
So we've got two.
It was a fair.
So we've
fight.
got two.
I mean, it was a close call.
Okay, that's I hate to see what you.
So we got two scenes, right? Because me and my friend was basically like, okay, so they called it a truce, in my opinion. Like they called it a truce, and then Godzilla walked off. You know, he sensed Mechagodzilla was lurking, coming around. So that's why I think he didn't kill Kong at that moment in time, or he maybe sensed that he was dying already, and he was probably like, well, you know, I respect you for trying, so maybe I won't, you know, hit you with that radiation like I did King Ghidorah. Maybe. That's just my interpretation. But it was kind of, think about it like this. When they were on the boat, and he was locked up in chains, Godzilla went straight
like a
at
hoe.
him.
Like a hoe. He couldn't do nothing about it.
But it was like that moment there, it was like, and he tried to drown him, Godzilla wanted to kill him. So the question is, why didn't he kill him the second time?
Because he
got his ass saved.
You know what I'm saying?
The second time he was
I think it was a respect factor.
He died.
Yeah. When they were yelling at each other, it was more to me like
he's like, do that shit.
They were just two grown men talking shit.
He did do it. If they didn't generate it, he was dying.
Listen.
But you see what I'm saying though? He didn't finish him off because I think there was a respect factor in there. Like they was both looking at each other just like talking shit.
I think it was
basically, yeah.
I think it was respect, but I think it was also like a submit. Like he couldn't do nothing, even if he couldn't do anything.
Okay,
you see, he tried to get back.
But you see what I'm saying though?
Exactly.
I think it was a little bit
hard.
It was a little bit of respect, but it was still
because that's not like you said. That Godzilla always finishes off people.
Yeah.
He always
got promoted because they submitted.
Yeah, but okay.
Like, he literally yelled right in his face.
Like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. But the first time on the boat, in the chains, he wanted to finish him right then and there. So to me, I was like, he always wanted to kill him. And then when they called off the truce, he was probably upset because all them humans were around and he didn't want to get them humans involved. So once Kong dropped the axe, he's probably like, until next time, bitch. And just went and went, because I truly do think that a part of it.
Nah. He seen that
I don't know
about it.
It's hard to say why he didn't finish him off. I just think there's a respect
that
factor
whole
in
Kong, man.
Because I was surprised. I was going to say this. You knew they weren't going to kill him because Kong has more film.
They can feel, yeah.
So the scripters gave us a little bit of softness because you could say, because Kyler could go with you back and say, hey man, Godzilla spared him. Right? So Kyler could hit you with that.
I don't think he really spared him because he was going to die regardless.
I just think that,
and Godzilla would have died without Kong.
But still, but that's to a better version of himself.
What about this? What about this?
Kong did kind of. He put a couple of licks on.
What about this?
He helped, man, but
he helped. He carried.
What about this? What about this, Kyler? So his entire time,
one-on-one, King Kong's beat Mechagodzilla.
It basically
no,
was.
I'm telling you, no.
I'm
telling you now, Tyrell. No.
Okay, you're right, but Mechagodzilla was King.
And I agree.
30 seconds.
I agree. He helped, but King Kong's problem is he's not durable.
He's young.
It's a stamina thing.
But still, okay, he's young, but don't act like he's so much smaller than the other two. He's smaller, but don't act like he's so.
It comes with experience. He's got to get more experience.
This is his first real fight.
He's durable.
Yeah, he lost his first real fight.
He's just not as durable.
Yeah.
And then I will say this.
Because you even seen when King Kong stuck his axe in the Godzilla's thigh, he just pulled it out and ripped it. And kept going. Like, that didn't even phase.
He got to drive it, though. He got to learn how to use it.
It's not,
you got to drive that thing in there.
It's not nothing without his beam, though. It's just a regular little weekend.
All right, let me ask you this, though. Who win with just hands?
Well, remember, Godzilla hit him with a slap.
Yeah.
So it was like a punch and slap. Because Godzilla's a punch and slap.
Was a fight. And then he has his tail, too. He utilized everything in this movie, which I like because he utilized his mouth, his tail,
remember what I said. Kong has to learn how to... He's got to put it all together. Now, I will say this. So in the very beginning, when he was in Florida, and of course it's always Florida, no offense, Ray. It was always Florida that they wanted to. Florida was on that dumb shit, right? And he just fucked them all up, all of them. So my thing was, obviously at that time, he knew they were creating Mechagodzilla down at Apex. So in my initial reaction was, Godzilla was like, that is the threat.
That's
But
absolutely
when
what
he
it was.
sensed that there was another Apex, to me it was just a matter of territory, who's the top dog, this and that. That's why you know what I mean? Maybe that's why he didn't kill him. Maybe it was just like Godzilla really didn't view him as an enemy.
No, that's what.
And Kong was ignorant. He was like, I mean, hell, I just see this big ass.
Yeah, well, I will give it to
looking on
Kong
me.
because it was like, damn, bro, I'm getting kidnapped. Now I gotta fight this. Big
Right,
ass.
like he probably didn't know.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't even
baby,
sign up for that.
Why am I fighting you, bro?
But the thing with Godzilla, like he's a protector of Earth, so it's like anything that has to do with the ecosystem that's not supposed to be there, he'll kill. But if it's like something that's a balance, like we wrote down, like he would have killed them if they didn't surrender. Like it's just that's what he does. That's his shit. Yeah. So
we pretty much covered it all.
Yeah.
Like I
don't
said,
nobody want to see Earth Godzilla though. Y'all don't even know about that.
I was really tempted to, like I said, I was really tempted to give it a 7 because that ending drove me nuts. When they literally spritzed that man's, I was like, guys, come up with something better than that.
I gotta take it. I think that Mechagodzilla will beat King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
That Mechagodzilla was open.
But see, y'all gotta realize King Ghidorah can fly. He can fly.
It'll be close.
Still though, that nigga.
Here's what he would do. 3 heads. Okay, so one head takes the other head. The one head takes one hand, and one hand takes the other hand. So everything is compromised. The only thing that Mechagodzilla can do is use them rockets, what was that one thing? It was like a mega fist kind of launch.
Yeah, a whole bunch
strong
of
ass
random
fist.
shit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
But in terms of
You
like,
seen what it took Godzilla to beat Ghidorah? It took a lot.
like people got to put some respect on his King Ghidorah because each of their
Ghidorah is hard as fuck.
people don't realize, and maybe Kyler knows this, each of their heads communicate differently. So one is the attacker, one's the more curious guy, right? You know what I'm saying? And I forgot what the other one does. But you can tell, if you watch the movie closely, you can tell each of their heads are talking.
They're very smart.
They're different. They're on different telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
They think differently. You know, like one's always more aggressive than the other one's more like laid back and chill. You know what I mean?
Did they have all 3, or did they just have
Godzilla, the one that Godzilla, not the one that Godzilla killed, right? It was
well, he just burnt. They all burnt to death.
Yeah,
he took like one head off and just swung it around.
So it probably was the attack one, right?
I don't
Yeah.
think it really mattered. They just used.
like I said, they didn't show it, and that part
See,
really
that,
bothered me. You just see this guy in a dragon's head. I'm like, well, I would have loved to see it.
I would have preferred because there's a Mecha King Ghidorah. I would have preferred to see that instead because it would have made more sense. But
that wasn't like making King Ghidorah basically. If it had his head,
no, that would still make it God. Like this is two different. Like they built like a robot Ghidorah. That would have been.
And we're not even going to talk about how King Ghidorah can telepathically control so many of those monsters.
Yeah,
to me,
he calls them like they all bow.
Like he to me is like when you say, I don't know, that'd be close. That'd be very.
It's
close.
Destroyer.
Remember
It's Destroyer then Ghidorah Godzilla Mecha.
who's Destroyer?
Yeah, bro. It's different.
Is it old school?
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he dog walking
Old school
Godzilla,
shit?
bro. It's not even close.
Just Mecha can fucking damn there.
Nah, he's dog walking.
So would we do that part 2, where we have instead of a Mechagodzilla, we replace it with Destroyer?
I'm sure they will, but
that would be.
Yeah,
it's repetitive, but at least we know. Like I said, I predicted this was going to happen, so we're not going to act like this isn't repetitive stuff. You know what I mean?
He trying to get his cool. I'm
not saying it was 100%, but I'm saying a lot of it I predicted.
Okay.
But how can we get it not to be predictable, though?
it's impossible.
Yeah.
They're not that. I don't think they're that creative. But here's the thing, though, too. You have to think about it. They had to make it predictable for the everyday fans. Like,
True.
To be engaged. Like, if you took it like back to the old Godzilla, like more sophisticated shit, the average everyday human who doesn't give a shit about Godzilla and King Kong but just like to see the actions, they won't enjoy the movie. So you gotta kind of just like Transformers, like the shit is so predictable. And they don't give no. Yeah. So it's
Transformers so hard.
yeah, it is. Yeah, fuck Ratchet.
Hey, Optimus Prime will beat Mechagodzilla and Godzilla.
What? Like this?
I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
He'd be on this swiping.
I mean,
I don't want to.
here's what I will say though. Optimus Prime isn't even the best Prime. No. I mean, he's not. Did you see the movie? He went up to
Sentinel.
He went up to his homeland and got
with
whacked.
one arm.
He's not even the best
Yeah,
Prime.
he's not beating the first Prime, bro.
If he beats the original Primes, then
I thought he was original.
He
didn't beat the original Primes though, did he? Not in the movie. He just
Sentinel.
They just
didn't kill him. Like they were about to. You know what I mean? But
no, I don't.
What happened?
Those weren't the Primes. Those are just the Guardians. The original Primes, it's like Omega Prime.
Yeah.
Like they different.
Yeah,
they just died. They got
Yeah.
killed.
They up there.
They just made him like the next one.
I will say this though, there ain't too many leaders better.
Yeah, that's fact.
That man will make me run through a wall when he talks. I'll be like, let's go,
He
man.
don't say nothing but 5 words, and you still be ready to go.
Right.
But we'll say that for next, man.
Right.
So, shit, I think we got a lot out the way, man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, man. Boys, what y'all got to say, man?
Good episode, man. See y'all next week.
Bullshit, they whole call.
Yeah.
That's what you got to say. You ain't nothing about the pod.
Hey man, real talk. So you know Cash Nasty? You know Cash?
Yeah.
So basically he compared it to when Hulk and Thor fought in Ragnarok. Where he basically was like Hulk should have whooped Thor's ass, but when Thor won, Cash felt like they nerfed Hulk, and you have that same feeling like, hey, they nerfed because Hulk is the most strongest.
That's not
So-
talking Thor. That's not talking
What
Thor.
Thanos did to him, no.
Thor should have whooped his ass. Thor's a guy.
They
What about
nerfed
Thor
Thor.
Endgame?
They nerfed Thor in
Exactly.
Marvel.
Thor in Endgame was a hoe.
He's a demigod, not a god. Demigod.
Which is okay.
Part human, part god. He's not a complete god.
We're not going to start into this because
I don't want to
real
hear shit about the
Iron
It
Man.
depends on what Hulk you get, because if you get like Earth-breaking Hulk, then that's nobody's touching that. But like
Planet
Hulk,
Hulk.
this motherfucker,
So,
bro.
you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
And he felt like, but if you came in saying, like, remember again, I said this in the film, and Josh and Kyler were like, "Oh, you switched that energy." No, I was rooting for Kong, but I knew Godzilla was going to win. I said that. You know what I mean? I wasn't biased. You know, you have to go. You have to walk in there non-biased because if you were rooting for Kong, I guarantee you're probably going to be disappointed. You're probably going to feel like he was nerfed. If you were a Godzilla fan, you're probably like, hey, it's on the daily.
It depends on what type of person you are too, because like I'm sure you like King Kong mostly because like the human connection.
Right.
Yeah. And Godzilla, it's hard to like him because bro, he don't give a fuck about nothing. Protecting the ecosystem,
He
like
just
bro.
smiled like
Yeah,
that.
he's like, bro, I'm gonna protect y'all, but like, son, y'all might die, and they're like, I'm not doing it intentionally, but you know.
Yeah,
but
it
if they
sounds
go
like-
back to your whole thing, you cut it off. I lost so much respect for him after what Thanos did, bro. Like that
Who?
shit.
Oh, when he gave him that 2-piece combo?
Well, okay.
Infinity.
They
But in the comic books, it was always like that. Thanos always whipped the Hulk's ass in the comic books.
what should it look? Let's be real.
He whipped his ass.
Disney, there's a contract with Disney. If they got the real Hulk, as in rip off human flesh and eat it Hulk, I guarantee you, Disney would have stepped in there like,
Yeah, but
There's
still,
no
in the
way.
comic, Thanos is still supreme. He always whipped his ass.
but you see what I'm saying? They didn't give us the true Hulk because if they did,
That's
I
true.
guarantee
It was
they
a
would have
waiting
stepped in
on
there like,
Hulk.
oh no.
Boy, because it looked like he was working him at first, and he got his ass.
Yeah.
But what was you about to say?
I'm about to end it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Free my dog Paul Pierce.
Free Paul Pierce.
Facts.
When I said Kyler that, I knew he was just laughing his ass off.
Free Paul. That mean he said,
Hey, Monica, you can make some money. He said, you come down and make some money, Monica.
So you know what?
He said, give me your accent.
You know what? You're right. You know what my mom said? I said, Mom, he did nothing wrong. She was like,
He posted
he's married. I'm like, so they're doing their job.
There was a video of Kawhi
It's
Leonard
their
in the strip
job,
club with
right?
his wife.
Hey, look how I see your
Doing their job, right? She's just doing their job, just making him happy, right? There's no cheating. Everybody, but my mom was like, but he was smoking a blunt. I'm like, well, maybe it was legal. You know what I mean? I just couldn't.
Yeah, because we're not gonna act like Shannon Sharp don't get on TV every day with Henny. That's
That's different. That's Fox.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Fox.
Fox is more let loose.
Fox don't care.
Disney owns ESPN.
Yeah, like I said, Disney is like they're really soft. Man. They're really
Yeah.
soft. Like to the point where it's just like you actually fired him because of something he did in his social life.
Should he ever got fired?
You could have made him suspend. You got him suspended.
Honestly, if it didn't go as trending as it did, he probably
Or if
If
he
he
didn't post it, then he would probably.
like if it was just the NBA fans, it got past NBA. Like everybody knew.
Yeah.
Like it was.
And then you want to talk about the aftermath? What happened after he got fired from ESPN?
Oh, he was recording himself?
Not even that, bro. A lot of these, the same person that was talking to the Brooklyn Nets during the All-Star game, like the James Hardens.
Yeah.
He, all these other strip clubs was like, hey,
Yeah, come on, make some money.
you know, if you want, you know.
He said, Monica, come down here.
That was so funny.
Hey, you see the comment of Rachel Nichols? You see the comment? That's why he got fired, too, because they said that some shit about her. They said, where Rachel Nichols at? It's funny.
Bro, they was in the line talking about fuck Ray Allen and all that. They was wilding in that.
Me personally, like I said, maybe a suspension.
Yeah.
The guy, I mean, really, you're gonna fire him because like,
Hey, Pornside is offering him though. You know what?
Yeah,
Cam Soda?
right.
Yeah, gave him $250K.
Hey,
He
to
was
host a
making $1
party.
million a year for ESPN to talk bullshit.
Oh, his takes were atrocious.
Yeah.
It was
He was different. Hey, LeBron. Yeah,
He's just a LeBron hater.
He was getting there talking about he had a better career than D-Wade.
Oh my
He
God.
said he was a better shooter than Klay Thompson. Like, huh?
He brought the clicks. We still remember that.
Like, what?
Oh my God. But, all right, everybody, man. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We got to get to this 100, man. We appreciate all the love and support so far, man. That's it.
Call Monica.
Yeah.